Everybody, I'm Nathan. This is Chaos Something. I'll be telling you about another nightmare. So, anyways, I was taking a vacation to the city of Ashfalagadar. That is the actual name. Don't judge me! And it was a floating city, so it was surrounded by a lot of water. It's on a giant floaty, basically. It was very popular tourist attraction, to say the least. So let's get right on into it. So I move into my room of a hotel I was staying in. No one else was there except for me. I guess I was doing it solo per se. And there was something weird. I kept hearing this strange song coming from the radio. It was singing, but there wasn't really words. It was pretty, I guess, but I didn't really think much of it. Anyways, after I finished unpacking, dressing up, and all that stuff, I headed out for the first attraction, I guess. The water itself. You just get to look at it. It's amazing, okay? Anyways, as I'm walking around, I notice a lot of people, like, going a little too close to the edge. Like, uncomfortably close. Like, as in, if I were, like, to poke them, they'd probably fall off. My first instinct is to go over and, like, maybe tell them to back up a little bit. But no, people just start jumping in. It's like, what the frick? I tried to go get the lifeguard or something, but no one was there. They also jumped in. I assumed it was to do his job, but still. And some of them were just like grabbed by like a weird hand that came out of the water and just dragged them into the abyss. It looked like a normal hand. I was like, what is going on? That I hear this like the same song again. And like more people are like attracted to the water. It didn't really affect me for some reason. I don't know why. So I just start running away from the water, which was a wise decision. Are there a few other people that were like not really affected by it? So we basically just teamed up at an elite unit. Me, other guy, and the girl. They all died almost immediately because they just tripped. There wasn't really much to say about them. I mourned their deaths for about 2 minutes, then I ran away. My first instinct was to simply get on like higher ground, so I just went back to my hotel, went to the roof, and just decided to get a good like look. I had some binoculars, so I just started looking around, and I can see something like moving underwater. I don't exactly know what it looks like. It kind of had a tail, kind of like a fish tail. I couldn't really get a good look at like its upper body. So I tried to contact for help, but the radios are just not working. Nothing's working actually. The power's out. And as far as radios go, just static. So you have me on top of a building, surrounded by God knows what, on a floating city. My only hope of escape is the boats or the giant bridge that leads in between the mainland and the city. So here we go. So I go down to my room and I just basically start just rummaging for anything I can use as a weapon. I find a bat that I always bring along with me, and I just start breaking into other people's rooms. They're probably dead, okay? So it's not illegal. And I didn't really find much. I was apparently the only one smart enough to bring an actual weapon. So here we go. Into God knows what. I slowly begin to like make my exit. Just slowly creaking open the door, taking things step by step. Then the island starts sinking. Like the things that were in the water start like pulling it down. They weren't like there was like some like safety precaution that like kept like the city from like fully sinking, but it was pulled down a good way. Like the water was like up to my waist, so something could swim through it. So I do what any logical person would do: is immediately jump onto a car. Like okay, crap, Nathan, think. And I start searching the cars, and I find a crappy handgun. It didn't have any bullets, but it's better than nothing, to say the least. And plus, a backpack and a little gun holster for my new Glock, we'll call it. And I hear something. I hear something like it just like knocks over a few rocks. I turn to see a lady just staring at me, just kind of like trying to like get me to go into the water. I was like, something sus. Then I take a closer look. Then I notice that she has a tail, like a fish. I just start running, like I just start jumping cars. She quickly realizes I'm not getting in the water, so she just starts knocking cars over. Like, very easily. Like, it wasn't much effort. She just kind of like, meh. She kind of picks one up, just moves it out of the way. It was a very much it was climactic chase on my side, not on her side. She was kind of taking her time, just enjoying the chase, I guess. But then she started speeding up, realizing I might actually escape. At some point, I just like climbed onto some railing. I don't know, like one of those side buildings, and slowly climbed up. Then she kind of looked annoyed, just kept sitting there staring at me. She had a black tail. Well, you know, all the usual mermaid stuff. Wearing a bra, obviously. It's enough to make it children appropriate, okay? Her hair had a bit of black in it, a bit of purple. She had a spear. She didn't use it because, again, she got very cocky, okay? She thought I was an idiot or something. So now you have me, just having drop building to building. Then I actually find some bullets on one of the rooftops, so I was like, huh. And the guy there had a spear through his head where I found the bullets, like, he don't need the bullets. I tried to take the spear, but I couldn't really lift it. It was a very heavy spear, actually. So I had nothing else to do besides from a bat and a handgun. So let's get on with it. It was at some point the gaps between the buildings became a little too much for me to jump, so I had to go down towards the water. Yay! We'll call her Blacktail for now, just because her tail was black. Wasn't anywhere to be seen, or any others, so I cautiously got onto another car, and got slowly walking my way through, just avoiding the water to the best of my abilities. I jumped on trash cans, I like doing anything to not disturb the water too much. But despite my best efforts, I attract the attention, which I'm assuming are sirens, I guess? It would explain why people just started jumping into the water. And they attacked me. So, you have me, surrounded about 4-ish sirens. I had about 20 shots. So I had to make each one count, because it took more than one shot to kill one. So the strategy was pretty simple. Wait until one got close, then shoot her in the head. It didn't deter her, but it did harm her. Or it. They were all she's, okay? Then just smack them with a bat if you run out of bullets. And I do at some point end up killing all 3 of them. It was hard, but I did it. So, something happened, like, some thrusters kicked on in the city, and, like, rose up a little bit. So now it wasn't, like, to my knees, and it was harder for, like, sirens to swim around. So I was able to walk around for a little bit. So now it's just basically on this, like, cycle. For, like, half the day, the water will be, like, up to, like, my knees, or up to my waist. And other times, it'll be safe to walk around. So all I really had to do was just time when I started walking. They kept trying to try to, like, lure me in, but it didn't really work. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not trusting that. So we keep going. I hear, like, whispers in the shadows sometimes. I didn't investigate because I'll, die to death. It wouldn't really be fun. Found a bunch more ammunition, and I found one of those weird car garages, and I thought, okay, I'll camp here before the water rises up, and just, like, think of a next move, because I didn't really know where I was going. I suck at directions, and I didn't really have a map. So I just set up a little fire with some wood I found in some cars, and just prepared to wait in the night, which I thought I was going to do, because when the tides started to come back in, I guess, I was like, a solid, like, 5 floors up, just so they couldn't really get me. Apparently, some have been watching me from the shadows, and are thinking, I might be a threat, so we're just gonna kill them. So they just start tearing at the pillars. They couldn't, like, just, like, yank them off, like the weird blacktail one did, but they could do, like, good damage. So I wake up in the middle of the afternoon, it wasn't really night, with a bunch of sirens trying to kill me, basically. Well, some of them were bold enough to actually, like, jump on land. Like, they weren't really, like, good on land, but they could still hurt you pretty easily. Like, they were, like, very strong. But they did have a disadvantage in movement. So, yeah, I had a free whack with a bat. I was about to escape. Then I hear an explosion. I see some dude fly onto some concrete, gets knocked out. There's blood coming out of his head, but it heals pretty quickly because, well, it's a male siren. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And the building's now starting to come down. Like, there's like debris falling down. Like, I'm gonna get crushed. So will he. He's like, fine, I'll save him. So now you have me dragging this random guy that could quite possibly kill me if he wakes up, while also being chased by more sirens while the building is slowly collapsing on itself. I had to kill like 10 something sirens. I had 10 shots, a bat, and there were more like bullets around in other cars, but you didn't exactly have a lot of time to check said cars. I got like at most like 30 bullets from the cars, which were enough. I had like 5 bullets left, but it worked. At some point, I ended up like getting out of it. Like I had to like run across drag him and me across a ramp that someone placed. I guess that I wasn't the only survivor. There were others. I eventually get to the top of the building, and it's currently like I'm like facing the ocean now. So I have this unconscious siren that could kill me if he wakes up. So I just chuck him in the water. It's like, nope, that's taken care of, and I begin to make my escape. So, what else now? I don't know. I was just kind of sitting here thinking of, like, what's my next move? The boats were probably a bad idea, so I thought I'd head for the drawbridge. So I begin to make my way there, which, again, had to jump building to building, car to car, always keeping, like, an eye on the water. Then I hear, I start eavesdropping on some sirens I found in an alleyway, talking about their queen or something. Their plan was to basically drag down the city and, like, use it as, like, a central point for, like, sirens or something. They wanted to, like, take over the world or something. And they kept going on about their glorious leader. I was like, oh, dear God, what do I do? Because I overhear them talking about how they're, like, now guarding the bridge that I need to get out. It's like, crap. Like, I'm officially, like, stuck. Like, I'm trapped in the city, there's no way out. I start to panic, thinking what to do. I go, okay, first things first, I should head to the gun shop. I can get my hands on more bullets, more weapons. Someone will come for us, right? So that was the plan. Head to the gun shop, which I had no idea where there was. But then, suddenly, a weird map in, like, a plastic bag, like, pops up. Someone, like, threw it out of the water. And it just lands right there. I open the map. And nothing's labeled. Nothing's, like, weird about the map. Like, it looks exactly like the city. Like, I got to some, like, high points, and everything checked out. But who threw the map? So, do I trust this? Like, now I know someone's following me. What do I do? I'm thinking, like, okay. I start making markings on the map so I can tell a little better where I am. I mark where the gun shop is, and I begin to make my way over. It took me like a solid 2 hours to get there, like while avoiding detection. It's like, okay. I make it to like the last corner way to the shop. The tides happen to rise, again, out of sync, so there's no timing it. Then I turn to see a very familiar siren. Blacktail! Yay! Yeah, now she looks like pissed, like she's mad. So she starts throwing boulders at me. And cars. And anything. And I didn't bother trying to, shoot at her. She, stayed underwater. Like, she was smart. She knew how to, avoid getting shot at. So now you have me running away at full speed from this siren, chucking boulders at me. And at some point, I actually did get into a fight with her. I had this, crappy Glock and a bat. I was on, a weird, little podium thing. It was like a giant ring circle they were using for some festival. They were just filled in the center for some reason. And she started trying to knock it down, so I just shot her away. Now, the bullets didn't really do much. They kind of just irritated her, and she tried to grab somewhere else. But she had to keep doing this for 20-ish minutes. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Then I hear something, again, come from the shadows. A board falls over, and all of a sudden I'm able to run for the shop. She tried to grab the board, but I was already, off of it. She was on, the other side of it. I was over there. It was just, ideal. For me, at least. She was fast, but she wasn't that fast. I get into the shop. I take a breath. The tide begins to lower again, so she has no choice but to retreat. And I just take a sit down. Okay, I'm safe. But for how long? I start gearing up. I grab bullets. I find a shotgun, but this place was clearly raided before. I guess some other survivors found it. I find a few shotgun shells, a backpack upgrade. It's just a little fanny pack I just tied onto my backpack. So, you know what? Extra storage space. So, what's my next move? I don't know. And I still don't know, because you're gonna have to wait till next time! Part 2. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, then leave. And if you would like to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, then again, leave. Anyways, this has been fun to make. I've been your host. You've been a great audience. This is goodbye.